We're doing a full upper body day today, so we're going to focus on a little bit of ab work to start with. I always like that to get warmed up, moving the abs. I think it warms up my whole body, and plus just getting the abs done to warm up is a good idea, because if I did it at the end, I would never do them. If I left them till the end, I would never do them, so that's why I get them done first, get them out of the way. Then we're going to do a little bit of handstand work, still working on getting a little bit better at doing handstands. We're just going to do walks up the wall. I think not even just for getting good at handstands, they're great for shoulder health, keeping your shoulders nice and healthy and strong. And then we're going to do some into strength work. We're going to do bench press. We're going to work up to a heavy 1 rep hit max, not like a 1 rep max, but trying to hit 1 rep quite heavy. And then we're going to go do back off sets, I think for 5 reps, 2 or 3 sets. We'll see how we're feeling. Then we're going to do some pull-ups, heavy pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, 5 reps of 3 sets. And then we're going to get on to some arm work and a little bit of isometrics to finish, just dead hangs to finish. So yeah, we always do our ab work at the start. We're going to do, because we don't have a GHD chair, we're just going to set up like this, just a bar, box, just kind of similar. It's obviously not as good, but still works the same. We're going to do some weight with it, 15 kilos, not too heavy. Normally we can go a lot heavier, but we're going to do quite a high rep today. And as the weeks go on, try and get lower reps. So this is the first one. Then we're going to do some twists and then some lateral flexion, side bends. Those twists absolutely kill my abs, but they're so good because it's hard to get any good exercises where you're rotating a lot. So that's why I like this one a lot, because it's one of the only ones where you can actually, probably when you're holding yourself, obviously your abs are activating, and you're actually being able to rotate. There's not many exercises you can do a lot of twisting, so it's a good strength version of that. Yeah, we're going to do some side bends now. 35 kilos, not too heavy. Just trying to get nice and low into that position. If your goal is to get like ripped abs and that, this is the way I like to do it, you know. It's not just we're getting abs aren't just made in the kitchen, you know. If you want to actually get strong abs, you need to actually train them properly, train them like progressive overload and a full range of motion. That's why I like these 3 exercises, because also you can progressively overload them quite well, because you can just hold extra weight, higher weight, and you're getting them most of them through a full range of motion. Especially the GHD sit-ups like this with the first exercise, you can get a full range of motion all the way down and coming back up. And because the way I like to do abs is flexion, regular flexion, which is the first sit-up variation, I like to do a little bit of rotation with them, because that helps you keep a little bit less stiff. So that's like the second exercise with rotation, and then lateral flexion, like I did with that third exercise, the side bends, strengthening the obliques, getting a little bit of lateral flexion, moving that spine, because the spine is designed to move, and I think that's a really important thing with core training too. Is like it's not just good at developing abs, especially if you do like the lateral flexion, the rotation exercises. You're actually really good at strengthening your spine, your back, and it's helped me a lot with my back pain. I used to get a lot of back pain, and just since I've added in weighted ab exercises compared to just doing like isometric stuff, it seems to have helped a lot with my back pain. And also my abs feel stronger, and I just feel better in general. So that's why it's good to do these kind of exercises, and that's the way I like to do my ab work. 3 different variations, start of a workout, 2 to 3 sets, get them going, get them nice and warm, and I feel nice and warm for my actual session going into it. So we're going to do 2 more sets of that. I'm not going to show them. Then we'll do a little bit of handstand work and then into strength work. Shoulder health is 100% improved since doing these kind of exercises, just getting yourself overhead, doing some handstand work. I used to get shoulder pain all the time from doing bench presses, all that pushing exercises, but since adding in even just a few sets a week, my shoulders definitely don't get anywhere near as sore. So I think that's one of the main benefits of it. And plus, I just kind of want to learn handstand, want to get good overhead. It would be cool to have learn a skill. And that's an other good thing, you know. It also helps warm up, helps you learn a skill, and it's good for your shoulder health. So you should be doing some handstand work in your training, especially if you want a good all-round healthy upper body. Okay, we're going to do a few more warm-up sets of bench press, a few more sets of the handstand walks up the wall. Okay, we're on our working sets of bench. We're going to do 1 rep at 115 kilo. We managed to get that maybe 3-4 weeks ago. I'm building it back up. I think we should manage it. Those warm-up sets felt quite comfortable. So going for 1 rep of this. This is probably like my 1 rep max at the moment. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully manage to get 1 rep. Aim would be to get 2, but I think we'll take 1 at this weight at the moment. We're going to do a Q&A after that. I had a few questions on my Instagram, Q&A on Sunday about stuff, so we're going to answer those questions as well. But we'll do a 1 rep first, and then we're going to do back off sets. Aim for 5 reps at 100 kilo. Actually felt more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. Don't think I could have got 2 there, but that didn't feel too bad. Maybe next time we're doing bench, we'll maybe try a little bit heavier. You know, that is our PB. We have never gone heavier than that, so felt pretty comfortable, so I'm quite happy. We're going to do 2 sets of 5 reps at 100 kilo. 2 questions in my Q&A on Instagram. One of them was like, why should I do sprints and jumps if I'm not an athlete or if I don't play in sport? I mean, this is like a real life situation. I had a client, she was like a 50-year-old woman, and she came to me and she was like, you know, she wanted to get stronger or whatever, but she also had like a problem like spraining her ankle. Like sometimes she'd go for a walk, or like she used to run, not a lot, but she used to run a little bit. Whenever she ran and that, she used to sprain her ankle quite often. So she was like, she wanted to obviously improve strength for that, but also just get stronger in general. And we started doing some low level plyometrics and the jumps, like just like box jumps over a hurdle where she had to land, and just like standard little plyometrics, like just jump and rebound, jumping off on and off a box, some single leg hops, just light ones, nothing too intense just to start with. And she was with me for about a year. She went that whole year without spraining her ankle. And that was like a little cool little thing, you know. Obviously, a lot of people think you just do plyometrics and jumps and sprints and all that just to enhance your performance and to get faster and more powerful, but it's got so much more than that. It's actually just good for health benefits. Like obviously she went a whole year with me not spraining her ankle at all, just because we did some low level plyos and some jump work. So that's like cool as well. It's more for overall health and that. Like even if you did strength training, you wouldn't be able to get the same benefits as what plyometrics do, because obviously when you're landing a lot, you're getting used to your ankles getting stronger, landing and rebounding off it. Obviously your ankles can get stronger that way, rather than just doing weight training, and where you're not actually, because like when you're taking steps and you're walking, going upstairs, or if you're running and you're like, you know, there's a little divot on the floor and you like twist your ankle a little bit. If you don't do any plyometrics, your ankles might not be strong enough to withstand that. But if you do even just some low level plyometrics, and then you can maybe gradually increase that intensity, it's going to strengthen your ankles and make them be able to deal with that a little bit better. I'm not saying you'll never get ankle injuries, you probably will. It's still a possibility. There's just random things happen. It's impossible to stop all injuries, but that was just a cool little thing, you know. She went a whole year without spraining her ankle. Obviously, she's not my client anymore. Not really sure if she's still doing it, but when she was with me, we did that and no more sprained ankles. So I think that's a cool reason to do it too. It's not just for performance benefits. So it doesn't matter who you are, if you play sport or not. It still has massive benefits, overall health benefits, and not just performance benefits. So yeah, that's like one reason to do them. That was my answer, and I think that's a cool reason to do them. You know, even if you just like a little run. Spraining ankles is so annoying because that's you out for a few weeks. Maybe even you're off work if you've got a physical job. So doing low level plyometrics and low level jumps, even just for anyone, is going to have massive impacts. And it only takes like 10 minutes to start a workout. Instead of doing a crap little warm up mobility stuff and that isn't even warming you up, you could just do 10 minutes of low intensity plyometrics. And that's going to have way more benefits for you. It's still going to warm you up for your workout, and it's got the potential to reduce your risk of getting ankle injuries and all that. So that's one of the cool reasons for anyone to do plyometrics and jumps. Okay, we're going to do 100 kilo, aim for 5 reps, see how we get on. That was probably the easiest 100 kilos ever felt for me. Probably could have done more reps to be fair there, but I want to get 2 sets of 5 at least. We might go for a third set if we're feeling good. We'll just see how we feel. But yeah, that was the most comfortable it's ever felt. Maybe I should have went heavier today for a 1 rep max, see if I could get on it. But we'll take it for today. We're going to do 2 more sets and see how we feel. Or 1 more set, see how we feel. If we want to do another set, we will. Then we're going to move on to some pull-ups. But yeah, another question was, are kettlebells good for strength? And to be honest, like, I'm not a big fan of kettlebells. I don't really see the point in them. It's just like an extra weight. I think they're just awkward to use and hard to use. I think you're better off using a dumbbell. I mean, these kettlebell swings, I don't think they're doing much for you. You're not really going to get stronger. There's just not enough stimulus there to do anything for you. It might be good, like kettlebell swings might be good if you're coming back from like a hamstring injury and you want some low level kind of like extension, hip extension work on the hamstrings a little bit. But apart from that, if you're actually looking to get stronger, more powerful, I don't see where kettlebells places in the programs, because you're better off using a barbell. Dumbbells are way more versatile, easier to use. I just think kettlebell with the handle, the way they're shaped, they're so awkward to use. I don't really know what you use them for. I mean, unless you're doing a goblet squat to start off with. Again, I think if you're starting off, kettlebells are good. But I'm not a fan of these like Turkish get-ups where you're standing up. I don't know, it's not strengthening anything. Kettlebell swings, I have no idea. Like, I don't know what it's meant to do. It's like a really low level exercise. You're not getting the adaptation you want in your body. You're not getting a high enough stimulus to improve your body. So I'm not really sure what they're good for. As I said, maybe in a rehab setting, if you're coming back from a hamstring injury, just get some hip extension into you. Maybe if you struggle with hip extension, you can maybe do that a little bit. If you're sprinting, you struggle to get into that hip extension position. But even though I still don't think it's a good strength stimulus, you're not going to get much out of it, and I just wouldn't use them at all in my training. I think you're better off using dumbbells and barbells, and I just don't see a place for them strength wise or even power wise. That's my thoughts on them. Delighted with that. I don't think I've ever done like a heavy single and then done 2 sets of 5 of 100, so we'll probably take that. Probably won't do another set. That felt quite fatiguing towards the end, so I'm going to stop it there because it was a good rep and that was a really good set and I'm happy with those quality. Another question someone asked was, should you do leg day on the same day as football training? And I think you 100% should, because I like the way I like to program for my clients and for myself. Is whether you're a football trainer or not, it doesn't have to be football. It could be like your high intense cardio. It could be any kind of team sport you play, any sport you play, or if you just do high intensity cardio. This is the way I would do it. So I like to do your high days high and your low days low. So like a high low method. So we do on the high days. So when you do all your high intense activities like your high intense plyometrics, high intense maximal jumps, maximal sprints, heavy lifting, and your team training, your high intense cardio, conditioning stuff. I think it's good to do that all on the same day. So like, I think if you did that all separately, so you did like one day high intense leg day, the next day you did team training, which is also high intense and fatiguing, then the next day you did more legs, the next day you did more high intense football training or conditioning. I think you're just tiring yourself out every single day, and by that last day you're going to be completely fatigued and your nervous system is going to be fried. I think you're better off having like a high day where you do all your high intense stuff on that specific day. And I like to cut it into 2 sessions. So in the morning, I do my high intense plyos, jumps, strength work, and then at night you can do your conditioning, your team training or whatever. That's the way I like to do it. You could do it in 1 session, so just before team training you can do your strength stuff and your high intense plyos and jumps, but I think obviously it's better to have do it in the morning, have a break throughout the whole day and do it at night. But obviously it depends on your schedule. If you don't have time in the morning, it's perfectly fine to do it before the session, and that works for some people. So yeah, but it's definitely better to do it on a high days high. So that's when you do all your high intense stuff. And then the next day it's more of a low day. So that's when you do your upper body. Like for me today, this is more of a low day for me. So I'm doing my upper body work. It's still quite high intense on the upper body, but I think it just gives your legs a little bit of a break. And because you're doing legs like every day, if you've got team training and weight training on separate days, it means you're doing your legs like every day. And it's quite fatiguing and you're probably opening yourself up to more injuries. But so like on the low days is where you can do your upper body, cardio work, mobility work you want to do, anything like that. Just keep it more low intense. Like your light kind of cardio, so zone 2 kind of cardio stuff. It's when to do your low intense stuff. And that's not as fatiguing on the legs, and it's not like ruining your legs and not ruining your nervous system. And that way seems to work a lot for me and my clients, and it just helps keep your high days high and your low days low, and it helps you recover better so you can actually train harder on the days where you want to push it. On your high intense days, you can actually train harder rather than having every single day high. It's really hard to push yourself hard every single day, especially on the, like, if you're doing your legs like every single day. It's really hard to push yourself that hard, and you're also just going to fry your nervous system. You're going to fatigue your muscles, open yourself up to injuries. So that's why I think it's better to have the high-low method, and it works for me. I rarely get injured. My clients, if they play football or whatever they do, even if they don't play, just doing like their conditioning, they rarely get injured because that's just the way we do it, and it keeps them feeling good. And that's the best way I like to do it. It's a high-low method. So yeah. Okay, we're going to go into weighted pull-ups now. Okay, onto our pull-ups. We're going to do 25 kilo for 5 reps. See how this goes. Oh. Something just cool about doing heavy pull-ups, just feel good. Rather than just doing bodyweight ones. I feel like weighted bodyweight exercises are way harder than doing weights, obviously, because you're moving your body through center of mass. Then you're moving your body through space, unlike weighted stuff where you're just fucking pushing a weight up. You're actually having to move your body, and just makes it way more fatiguing and way harder. Like even dips, going heavy on dips is so difficult, but they have so much benefits. Like you feel strong as hell when you do bodyweight stuff weighted. Because one of my goals is to get better muscle ups. Doing weighted pull-ups is obviously one of the best ways to get that strength. To be able to pull yourself above the bar. Because obviously with muscle up you need to get your chest almost at the bar, so doing weighted pull-ups, heavy weighted pull-ups, it's a great way to get better at muscle ups. You also need to do like explosive pull-ups too, just so you'll be able to like push yourself above the bar, or throw yourself above the bar. But these weighted pull-ups are great for building that strength, building that foundation for that explosive kind of power. If that's one of your goals, to get muscle up, which again doesn't have to be, but even then, so weighted pull-ups are great for just building muscles, biceps, your back, lats, just everything. And you just feel strong as hell doing them. So yeah, that's another reason to do weighted pull-ups. We're going to do 2 more sets, and then we're going to go on to our bicep curls, and that's going to be us for today. Get a little pump on, that's it. Okay, on some bicep curls. Going to do arms, 2 arm exercises, little superset, preacher curl, single arm preacher curl. These are probably one of my favorite for specifically hitting the biceps. Bench is maybe a little bit low for me, but it's fine. Because you can't really cheat with these, you know, like, because obviously you've got your hand here, you basically just keep it there, and like with other curls you can kind of cheat a little bit, but this one's more difficult because the bench is here. You can't get as much, you can't get any swing on it, so that's why I like it. It's funny, I always feel way stronger in my left arm even though I'm right-handed. Like I feel like I could do way more reps with this arm than my right. It felt much more of a struggle. And then tricep exercise, just simple, it's so easy, you can just use the same dumbbell, so it's quite an easy transition, it gets it done nice and quickly. Just above the head, overhead, tricep extension. I really do like this exercise, it's just so easy to set up, just takes no setup, just a dumbbell. I still feel like my triceps got massive pump on with this. Feeling quite tight, top of my tricep. But I mean, it's maybe the best form in the world. But I don't really care about form sometimes. As long as I feel like I'm getting a good strength, stimulus, I feel good. Okay, we're going to do one more set of that, and that's going to be us for the day. So maybe do some dead hang as well. We'll do that through another part of the gym, but we're not going to show that. So yeah, that is us for the day. Thank you for watching again. I think it was another good session. My best ever bench press, some solid pull-ups in there too, and some good ab work. You know, that's how I like to structure my upper body days. I think that's a great way to do it. You know, you do your abs to start with, a little bit of calisthenics with the handstand work, strengthen those shoulders. Yeah, do the abs first. You know, flexion, rotation, lateral flexion with weighted, trying to progressively overload that. I think that's a great way to just strengthen the abs and great way to warm up the whole body for the rest of the session. And the handstand work, I think, is great to warm up the shoulders for a bench press, and it keeps my shoulders nice and healthy. Obviously, then we do a heavy push, heavy pull exercise. So like today it was bench and pull-ups. One day it might be rows in military press or dumbbell bench press. You know, we just change it up. Maybe not every session, because we're focusing mainly on bench press right now. We're sticking to bench press twice a week. But we change up the pull exercise, like on Thursday we're going to do upper again. We're going to do single arm dumbbell row. You can do that pendlay row, you can do barbell row. There's so many different variations you can do for rows. You can do a cable machine, a row machine. You always do like one pull, one heavy push, one heavy pull, and then we go on to our accessories. Like today it was bicep curls, triceps. Next time might be some shoulders, shoulder press and lateral raises, but it just changes up every time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.